How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a little bit of a treat for you. This right here is Betsy. Betsy is my 1953 Evinrude 3 horsepower boat motor. This is actually the first outboard motor that I have ever owned. I got it on Marketplace, I don't know, 2019. I spent 150 bucks on her, rebuilt her carb, and she was mint. Next thing you know, life happened, and she sat in a shed for about 6 years. Cut to today, we're gonna see if we can get her back running again. We can do a quick visual inspection. Starting mechanism no longer works. Nothing is frozen up. Let's see if reverse gear works. Okay, yeah, we still have reverse, so we're good there. But before we can see if she's locked up or make sure she still spins over the way she's supposed to, we need to figure out this pull start mechanism. Looks like I need to pull out these 4 flathead bolts and go from there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe that this whole mechanism will just lift right off of there. Let me actually pull these out. Just a little bit of corrosion on there. And we can see what's going on here. This cable is supposed to be surrounded by a rope, but the rope broke and is binding everything up in there. Not sure what it's actually called, but I'm going to call it a damn clock assembly. So spit it out, Junior. I have a feeling this is going to be just as tight as it can be. Yep. There's an app for that. Went out and got my specialty tool. An impact driver. And I'm going to get just the widest damn flathead bit that'll fit in there. And the interesting thing about these manual impact drivers is they're useless without an impact. So you need something to knock the shit out of it that'll cause it to do its job. Press down on it, it'll show you which way it goes, but right now it's tightening. So I need to spin it the other way. Now, when it comes down, it's loosening. Gotta hit it there. Hold down forcefully and give her a good little knock. Maybe one more. Yeah, just like that. It's got a little lock washer in there too. All right, how the hell is this gonna work? Because I can lift this up now, but the whole spring stays in there. How do I get the spring off of this part that I just unbolted? I believe if I could just pull all of this rope out and get it to a point to where nothing exposed, or everything that's exposed out here is rope, will be good. But how do I get all that to go through that tiny little hole? Yeah, you did that all by yourself. I'm back, and this was my solution. Nothing but the highest quality and best fixes over here. It's nowhere even near the ballpark of perfect, but it doesn't retract back in there. So I think now what we're gonna do is slap this back up here. Make sure it engages. I'm gonna put these 4 bolts back in so that we can get a compression reading done. Now that we have a pull start mechanism that works, let's do a compression reading. Reading all of nothing right there. Bottom cylinder, what's that, about 80? Let's try the top cylinder. And 65. Hello. I am working on the boat motor. What about you?
I want to see Scout. I mean, I love you too, but I want to see Scout.
I'm back. My beautiful fiance called me. What I'm going to do right now is shoot a little bit of this white lithium grease into the cylinders, because I didn't think before I started spinning it over that this thing is just hellaciously dry and probably had little to no lubrication in the combustion chambers. So let's see if we can make this happen without making a giant mess. Spin it over nice and slow. Oh, that's so cool. Look at those little baby pistons in there working. Yeah, looking up under here, you can see that just everything is wet with old pre-mixed fuel. I wonder if it's leaking from the petcock and just kind of following all the way down. I don't know, but I have some brake parts cleaner. We can at least just clean it up a little bit. Ugh. This is always a good thing to do inside a non-ventilated shed. Tilt it back down. Let all that stuff run out. Spin over a few more times. Let that white lithium grease coat the cylinders real well. About 80, about 85 dingy little spark plugs, and just give them a quick superficial brush with a plastic wire brush. I'm not using a metal wire brush because I don't fucking have one. Marginal improvement. Alright, now, this is going to be difficult to show with just me in here. We're about to check for spark. Need to ground this out to the block. See if I can get you real close. Oh yeah, we got a spark right there. Let's try the other wire. And see if we can get it set up to where we can actually see the gap. Come on, work with me. Oh yeah. We got spark on both cylinders. Now that we know we have good compression and we have fire on both of our cylinders, let's go ahead and run through the carburetor real quick. The fuel will make it happener.
Hey, I don't know this at the time of me in the video, but now that I'm editing this video, I now know that I put the spark plug wires on in the wrong fucking order.
Maybe we could manage doing it the easy way, where we just take off the fuel line and then these flathead bolts that hold the bowl on. Clean the bowl, take a look at the jets, and maybe we'll have a runner. I'll tell you one thing, it is just an honor to work on good old machinery like this. This outboard motor was built before my dad was even thought of. This is 3/8. Bingo! Oh, God. It smells like acetone. Furniture varnish. What are you, 7/16? Indeed. Which way do you go this way? Whew. I don't even think that's flammable anymore. Oh, that was awful. That was a bad idea. All right, with that fuel line out of the way, let's pop the bowl down, see what we got going on in there.
So, dumbass part 2, I could have very easily just flipped the motor up, like tilted it upwards so that I didn't have to squat down basically on the floor to pull this bowl off. I am not very smart in the moment, but looking back, I'm a genius.
We have contents in the bowl. Let me dump it in this glass jar. You know, it's not terrible. It does look like there is a tiny little trace of water in there. Certainly doesn't smell like gas anymore though. It's the only issue. Grab my phone so we can have a flashlight. So with the bowl out of the way, You can see that the float, whoa, uh-oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Get back up there. There we go. That goes up and down and actuates like it's supposed to. Right there. It's not hanging up anywhere. So I think our only issue, the jet right here. So let's remove that. It's right there. We've got daylight through it, as well as through the sides. I'm just going to clear out these passages up under here. Make sure we're good in that.
And don't worry, I did remember to blow out the bowl, but the footage was pretty much unusable because the lens was smudged to hell. And I just decided it was better to not put it in the video, so you can just take me for my word that I did clean out the bowl.
I don't know why I didn't tilt her up like this to begin with.
Probably because you're high on fumes, Peyton.
So we dropped the bowl. Bowl looked okay. Pulled out the jet and cleaned it out. Tightened everything up. I'm about to go back over all these little flathead screws and make sure everything's tight. And then I think it'll be time to throw some gas in her, listen to her fire. What the hell did I do with that other wrench? We can't waste any of this gas that we pulled out of that outboard. She loves it. Oh. Since there was a little bit of water in there, I mean a tiny bit, I mean in just that little bit there was just a few beads of water. I'm still gonna clean this thing out, make sure it's completely bone dry for the fresh stuff. So this outboard motor right here takes a 16-to-1 oil and gas mixture. We're gonna do a lot of quick math. So this is 1. That's half. That's a quarter. That's an 1/8. That's a 16th. So we need to fill it up just to where this made in USA is covered. Fill the rest up with gas. So that'll be about good. That is a deep blue right there. That looks about 16-to-1 to me. All this waiting and anticipation. Anytime you're using a funnel, double check the inside of it. This thing's got all kinds of dirt and stuff inside of it. Good as used.
Hey, a good rule of thumb, anytime you're pouring something using a funnel, make sure you spill at least half of it on the fucking floor.
I'm gonna screw the little choke actuator back in just in case we need it. This thing out of water is gonna be hellaciously loud, but move it over to start, choke out.
It's at this point that I realized that it's actually firing, but it's not running like it's supposed to. So I realized that there's an actual possibility that the plug wires are swapped. And at this point is where I swap them back. And what do you know?
Right there. Oh yeah, boy. She's a runner. I called it. All right. Right here is where water is supposed to come out, because it being an outboard, it's water cooled. And while I was doing that and feeling right there, I could feel it pushing air. So I think we still have a water pump impeller that works. But that's all I have time for today. I'm going to be back in here in a few days and actually test and make sure that it pumps water, and also check out the lower unit. So until then, see ya.